to prophesy the downfall of this sinful kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. And first and foremost, before we get started, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son and their proper true Hebrew names. Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. All right, we want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, also to our elders as well, down here in the Lions Den of Yahshua camp, Area 1. Salutations to all the occupants around the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth for sincerity. Today we have a lesson, Lord willing, is edifying to the hopeful elect out there, and also the men, women, and children that believe in sincerity as well, man. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it.
John 14 and 4 all the way, 14 and 14 all the way to 18.
You said 14 and 14?
Yeah.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 14. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it.
Right, because there's going to be a lot of questions being asked and a lot of things people are going to be praying for and ask for in these upcoming times, because it's about to get real serious, because the Lord's going to put pressure on the earth. All right, but it's key things, but people are going to be asking for all the wrong things. People are going to be asking the Lord to save America, asking the Lord to save all these type of perverse things, praying for all these type of perverse things, and not understanding that they're going against the Lord. And then these times, people are going to be seeking some sort of comfort, and they ain't going to know how to get it, but the elect are already going to be comforted, right? And they're going to be able to help comfort others that are worthy to be comforted, all right?
If ye love me, keep my commandments. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever.
And that word right there, instead of he, should be it. Because what that comforter is a spirit of truth. All right, it's not no third person up there, no Trinity or nothing like that. You have the Father, and he created his Son, and he put his spirit on his Son, and his Son took that same spirit and put that upon the elect. And that's why we're blessed with that spirit from the womb. All right, is that somebody gets, I think it's Sirach 2 and 10? No. No, not that one. And it was put in the faithful from the womb. I think that's maybe one. The light, and you can get Jeremiah 1 and 5. Real quick. Yeah.
This is Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
So if you think about it, we were comforted from the point we left from beside the Father, because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to know who their creator is. The Father's name is Yahweh, his Son's name is Yahushai. You're gonna be needing those names when he put pressure on this earth, start moving furniture around. He's about to take all pride and arrogance off the earth. And people are going to be seeking for comfort, and they ain't going to know where to get it. But the elect were comforted, all right, from the womb. What happened, our mindset was taken away from that comfortability by the things that we went through in life. But now we're brought back to that comfort, all right, through the Spirit that we already had from the beginning, but the Lord just reignited that and made us, put us back into remembrance of the things that we've already once had. Go back to that, John.
This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 17, verse 16. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him. But ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you.
Right, he been dwelling with us from the beginning. That's the same thing that was spoken on in Jeremiah 1 and 5. All right, before he knew us, that to know somebody is a term of endearment, and he comforted us when he put us in the womb of our mother. Right, so we've been comforted this whole way. But what happened was, being on this earth, we lost sight of that comfortability. We became distant from that comfort, but we were brought back through the Spirit of Yahweh Shai. All right, so now these words are comforting to one another, and we are able to build each other off the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, being comforted in this hellacious world. Because we're in the middle, we're in the valley of shadow of death, right here in America. Of course we need to be comforted. You got a precept?
That Ecclesiasticus.
You found it? Yeah.
It's Ecclesiasticus.
You think of wisdom, and
Right,
it
so
was
we fear the Lord. We fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We don't feel the fear of things on this earth, right? Because we know they're temporal. They will really exist. It's a figment of somebody's imagination who they force everybody and deceived everybody to believe that it's real when it's not real. Go ahead.
And it was created with the faithful in the womb.
Boom. So we're confident in the womb, man. Fear of the Lord was created in the faithful from the womb, man. So if you're faithful to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's going to be faithful to you. All right? Go back to that jump. If somebody else had a precept. All right.
back at the book of John, verse 14. Chapter 14, verse 17. Even the spirit of truth whom the world cannot receive.
Right, the world cannot receive the truth because why? They're so stuck in disbelief. And that's what they want to hold on to, that oppression. All right? They want to hold on to sweet lies instead of holding on to the hurtful truth. Go ahead.
Because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him. But ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you.
Right. So if you think about it, Yahushua was the comforter when he walked the scene, and we become those same comforter as Yahushua was as us walking the scene, bearing that spirit of truth, man. It's comforting to us to know what's about to come to the earth, and then we have a chance of having salvation and being able to watch the movement of the Lord, being able to watch the Lord do his work, being able to watch the Lord put righteousness on the earth. That's comforting. Know that one day our children are going to be able to go outside and play. We ain't going to have to be watching behind them. That's comforting to know that we ain't going to have to do it. We ain't going to have to worry about this thing that we're trying to worry about now with generational wealth. It's comforting to know that Esau is going to be destroyed and put in his place. It's comforting to know that these other nations are going to be in servitude for the things that they've done to us. And it's comforting to know that the Lord forgave us for our transgressions, the reason why we're in this position in the first place. So all things are comforting to those who have the fear of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. You went all the way to 18?
No, that's the last verse.
All right.
I would not leave you comfortless.
Oh, you heard that? Yahushua said he would not leave us comfortless. So no matter how bad times get, the Lord said he's not going to leave us comfortless, man. Go ahead.
I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you.
Well, he's going to come to us. And how is he coming to us now? Even though he's sitting down on the right-hand side of the Father, he still came to us through the Spirit. He's gathering us together through the Spirit. Somebody get Isaiah 36 and 14. Just like how when you have a woman, and a woman is nourishing and comforting to you, that's what wisdom is for us too.
This is Isaiah chapter 36 and verse 14. Thus saith the king.
36 and 14.
Yeah, that's what it said. 36 and verse 14.
34 and 16.
34 and 16.
Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Right. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. So that's what's going to be comforting to you. That's what you're going to need in these times. Everybody's going to be watching the news to try to figure out what's going to happen next, but we already know. We done been told y'all. There's plenty of videos on the page that told you that shit was going to happen. You know? Because why? The Lord sanctified us. Oh, even the Spirit. Somebody get John 17 and 17 real quick. Our sanctification, how the Lord asked, how Yahushua asked Yahweh to sanctify us, is the comfort.
This is John 17 and 17. Sanctify. That word is true.
Right, what we say we're going to be comforted with the Spirit of truth. All right, so that's our sanctification. That's our signet. That's our mark. That's our stamp. All right, back to Isaiah.
Back at Isaiah 34 and 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
See, the Spirit has gathered them. The Spirit of truth have gathered the elect together. How comforting is it to be an apostle or an elder, right? And you see the work you've done that you put in for Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, you see somebody reciprocating the same thing you're doing. How comforting is it to know that when you lay down and rest, that the word don't stop? How comforting to know that you took part in destroying this simple kingdom, that you stood on side with Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Those are things that are comforting to those. But if you don't have a true understanding of the how about Shema Shai, they're not going to be comforting. All right. Yeah. Somebody Deuteronomy 32:1.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 1. Give ear, O you heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass.
And that's that man, we just read that's the spirit of the Lord being spread out, covering the elect. Let's move it up a little bit. Let's get Sirach 24. All right, I'm gonna have you read that again. Sirach 24. Read the dew part again.
My doctrine shall drop as the rain.
Good.
My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, as the showers upon the grass.
All right, so check this out. And that's what's comforting to us. Somebody get Sirach 24 and 31.
Sirach chapter 24, verse 31. I said, I will water my best garden and will water abundantly my garden bed.
That's what he was just reading in Deuteronomy. That's the spirit of the Lord poured out onto his elect on a desert with fruitful plants and grass growing up out of the unnutritious soil, right? Now he said it's like having water in a dry place.
Look at the dry. This is Ecclesiastes 4:1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun. And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of their oppressors there was power, but they had no comforter.
Right, that we ain't had the spirit of the Lord at the time.
But
There's a but.
Isaiah 44:3. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. And I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring.
And that's how we're being comforted in these times, through the word of Yahweh Shema Shai, through that spirit that's lifting us up. Allowing us to stand up as an army. We're not standing in the hoods, walking around toting guns, toting switches, and you know what I'm saying? That's what they want to see us do as black men, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They want to see us in the streets being violent and killing each other. This is what they don't want to see, rising up against our oppressor, being comforted by the words of Yahweh Shema Shai, while these other nations try to come by and lick the wound. We don't want any of their help. We stay upon Yahweh Shema Shai, his spirit, the spirit alone. All right, and that's what's comforting to us. And these individuals that are walking around with their nose all tuned up in the air and thinking they made it, the Lord's going to crush their hearts. The Lord's going to crush their mind. And they're going to be seeking comfort, but they won't be able to find any.
Matthew 5:3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Right, those are the meek and the humble that are seeking Yahweh Shema Shai. They don't want anything from this place.
Just the comfort.
Just,
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted.
ooh, by the spirit of the Lord. What are they mourning about? What are they mourning about? Somebody get Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. Oh yeah, that's one of the things. Like, that's one of the things. Just think about the time to come is going to be worse than that. It's going to be worse than when we were carted off in slave ships. They try to say it didn't exist. When one of the first slave ships was called the Good Sweet Jesus. And it was funded by the Revelation 2 and 9ers. Yeah, the small hats. All right, somebody got that? What did he call for?
Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abomination.
What did the elder just read? Those that mourn and cry shall be comforted, man. And that mark is comforting. That mark is having that spirit, having the exemption from judgment. Because we're trying to warn Israel of what's to come, what the Lord is about to bring on the earth, and they ain't even listening. We're giving these other nations their judgment, and they ain't even listening. Why? Because they don't believe. They don't want to be comforted by the true comforter. They want to be lied to. They're the ones that say, call the Holy One of Israel to cease from among us. They don't want us to hear us speak these words. Right? They want to be like ostriches and hide their head in the sand, as if they hide their head that the destruction ain't gonna come. All right?
Appreciate it.
Go ahead.
This is Galatians chapter 6. Start at verse 16. It says, and as many as walk according to this rule, peace be to them and mercy, and upon the Israel of God from henceforth, let no man trouble me, for I bear in me in my body.
Who is the Israel of the Most High? The Israel of the Most High is the elect. Because he's not even concerned with 2/3 of Israel right now. He's only concerned with the ones that he sent that spirit out to that's going to comfort, that he's comforting. The ones that asked, that sighed and cried to be comforted in this dark place. Go ahead.
It says, for henceforth, let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lord Yahweh.
Man, think about it. Think about all the pressure. Do you know why? The crazy part about it is, how do you make a perfect slave? One that thinks he's free. You know what? These people, you know why they don't seek comfort? They don't even understand that they're in a place of discomfort because their minds are torn and messed up because this society, what it does to you. Go ahead, Slocky.
Oh, no, shit. I was just going to add on, too. By us bearing that mark of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, that mark being a representation of the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, by us keeping that near to us, we're comforted. Why? Because that's the comfort of the Lord, man. So, therefore, by us bearing it, we're showing that we are up under ownership of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. So, anything come up opposing to that, hey, it's not going to stand with us. It's not going to stand by us. It won't be able to stand at all, you know? Right. So therefore, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Anything that's brought up upon us is it's able to be conquered. Why? Because we bear that spirit of power, that spirit of comfort that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh has given us, that he has down here with us.
Right, it says, no weapon formed against us shall prosper, even ourselves, because we formed a weapon against ourselves when we were in this world, because we what? Embedded in sin. Quick testimony, man. I asked to be comforted by the Lord because I didn't know him. And I was in a dark place in my life, and then 2 hours later, Zaquan knocks at my door out of nowhere. I asked to be comforted, and that's how everything showed up. You see that? You ask things for the Lord, he'll give it to you. So how beautiful it is to know that when you call upon the Lord in sincerity and truth, he's going to show up and answer. Go ahead.
This book of Psalms 27, verse 7. Hear, O Lord Yahweh, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me and answer me.
Bruh, that's about what I was saying when I almost had a nervous breakdown. Those about the words that I was saying at that time. This whole world will put pressure on me. And these people are so delusional, they don't even feel that pressure because they're in the wrong state of mind. It feels normal to them. So the things that would normally be comforting to them feels discomforting to them. That's why this word discomforts those people. Go ahead.
Verse 8. When thou saidest, seek my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek.
Right. And that's why every brother up here today has said at one point in their life. That's what every brother that you see out there teaching the truth has said at one point in their life. Go ahead.
Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O Yahweh of my salvation.
Once you realize you're out of place in this world, how this whole world is forsaken you, you look for comfort. You look for placement somewhere. You feel alienated in this world. Once you understand you're just a pilgrim on a voyage, now you're looking for shelter. Now you're looking for a covering. Once you realize that at one point, the point you realize you're naked, same point that Adam realized he was naked. But what did he do? He put on the covering of these other nations. All right. But now when we realize we're naked, what do? We ask for the covering of Yahweh by Shema Shah. We put on our beautiful strength. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 10. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord Yahweh will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies.
Right. And half of our family members become our enemies because they forsake us for seeking the Lord. Because why? They don't understand the understanding that the Lord gave us. They don't understand the comforting that the Lord gave us. You see that? Yeah, right. They call it a cult. Ever since you've been part of that cult, you done lost everything. That's literally what my mom told me. Like, ever since you've been part of that cult, you done lost everything. Right?
This is a cult, really.
Yeah.
A cult just means a group of people that believe in the same thing.
Come. So well, there you go. So
that's a cultic personality. That's what it's called.
Come. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day. So
yeah,
I'll take that.
It's not a cult, but it's cultic.
Cultish. Right. In a good way. See, everybody tries to do it like like this is something perverse or bad, but they don't understand what good is. You know? So understanding what good is, how do you measure the standard of good and evil? Everybody talking about something. I just want to make sure I did good on the earth when I was on the earth. But if you don't understand what good is, you can be around here doing evil and not even knowing it. Go ahead.
This Romans chapter 8, verse 5. For they that are after the flesh, mind the things of the flesh.
So you have no understanding of the things of the spirit. That's being a natural man. All right? Go ahead.
But they that are after the spirit, things of the spirit.
So now, if being comforted is a spiritual thing, if you don't understand the things of the spirit, how can you be comforted? Go ahead.
Verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
To be spiritually minded is life and peace. Isn't that comforting? Like, to be carnally minded is death. That don't sit too right. That don't feel good. Everybody want to live. Everybody want to live some kind of way, but how do you live? You got to live through the spirit of Yahweh by shooting out stride. Once you enter into the truth, you enter into eternal life. Right? So if you know it's in Revelation 11, all right, after those 3 days, the Lord didn't let us perish. The Lord didn't let our bodies be defiled in the dirt. He rose us up out of the dirt and comforted us, you know, with his spirit. How comforting is that to know that you've been chosen by Yahweh by shooting out shot to receive the spirit, God? Please, sir. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest in your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light.
And what did that sound like? The Lord taking away those curses. Say in Deuteronomy 28, it said we'll never find rest for our soul. All right? The Deuteronomy 28 part of the curse said we will never find rest for our soul, but the Lord Yahweh Shai gave us that rest. He said this is the rest wherein we call the weary to rest, but 2/3 of our people say they don't want that rest. What they say, they don't get tired. They don't sleep. Up all day getting the money. However it goes. But, you know, have that same diligence towards the Lord. Don't chase money, chase the Lord. And see what prize you come up with. You chase that money, it's gonna lead you all the way to the grave. If you chase the Lord, he brings you up out of the grave, man. Yeah. Somebody get 1 Samuel 2:7. Real quick. I know we're getting all over the place right now, but they don't get back.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 7. It says, the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich.
Right, the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. So when you just seek the Lord, and whatever he has in your destiny for you to have, he gonna give it to you. Go ahead.
He bringeth low and lifteth up.
Boom. So we're in the dust at one point in time. The Lord rose us out of the dust and put us on a beautiful garment, man. And we you know what I'm saying, we get to walk the runway and sport it in front of everybody. Go ahead.
Verse 8, 1 Samuel chapter 2. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the world upon them.
And what word did he set upon those pillars? The word of Israel, his elect. That governing body, man. That's who's going to be sitting on them pillars, man. Judging the nation, judging the 12 tribes of Israel in righteousness. All right, condemning all wickedness. Right, turning those fishers into hunters. Isn't that's comforting, man. That's comforting to know that we're not going to be in this position at all times. To think that Esau would rule forever, that's discomforting. Right, so did you go to chapter verse 2 on that Deuteronomy 32:1? Huh? You did? All right.
You say you go send for hunters?
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny though that Jake dude walked by with the hunting dog.
Yeah.
You know that's
that's a good hunting dog. That's a bloodhound. All right, somebody get Zechariah 13:1. And what's also comforting? Being led away from sin.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 1. In that day there should be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanness.
And cleanliness, man. Because we're filthy. We're filthy in sin, man. Dirty. Right? So the Lord sent a cleanser, Yahushua, to like, just like if you get a woman off the streets and she got on raggedy clothes, ain't took a bath in forever, just look terrible. But you still see the beauty in that woman. See, the Lord can see dry land through muddy water. Right? Even though we're filled with petrifying swords, if somebody want to get it, I think it's Isaiah is it 3 or Isaiah 1, one of them. But as we were laden in filth, right? The Lord cleaned us up, picked us up out of the dirt, and dust us off. Yeah, that speaks about that in Ezekiel chapter 16 also. And decked us with jewels. But the jewels he's going to deck us with this time, right? It's going to be a covering that's within. Not just on the outside. See, the laws were for the outside. The laws were for the flesh. All right? But the spirit is more internal than the flesh. The flesh is going to go back to the earth. But guess what? He's going to put the laws in our inward parts, meaning the tablets of our mind. They're going to be written on a fleshy, not a stony heart, but a heart of flesh, meaning it's going to be able to absorb the water. You see that? So the Lord had to clean us up first before he was able to do that. And how did he clean us? Through that fountain.
I got Isaiah.
Yeah.
It's Isaiah chapter 1, verse 6. From the sole of the foot, even to the head, there's no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and petrifying sores, putrefying sores, they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
Right, so we were just oozing, just looking disgusting. Now, what would you do with a woman like that? You walk right past her like, ugh. But the Lord said, I'm going to clean her up in front of, I'm going to dirty her up in front of, no, she got dirty in front of everybody, but I'm going to clean her up in front of everybody. And that's the elect being cleansed. So read Zechariah 13:1 again.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 1. In that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for sin and for uncleanliness.
Right. So now, Yahushua is that fountain, right? So let's move it up a notch. Oh, yeah, we were talking about the dew falling from the heaven, right? And watering the dry area. So we went to, what was it? Let's go back to Sirach 24 and 29 again. Who had that one?
Sirach 24 and 29?
Yeah. I think it's 29. When is 29?
It's Sirach chapter 24 or 31.
It was 31? Okay.
Sirach 24 and 31. I said I will water my best garden and will water abundantly my garden bed.
All right.
And lo, my brook became a river.
Right, so as he's watering, right? As he's watering his garden, we might go into that Isaiah 5. As he's watering his garden, right? What, like when you they say when you talk to plants, it comforts them, right? And you water plants, it comforts them, right? Right? What do you say? It just came off the Lord's lips. The words of the Lord are so comforting to us, man. And what it does is moisturize us. It gives us nourishment, right? It makes it like, you know, when you wet something, it makes it more flexible again. It's able to move. You're able to mold it the way it needs to be molded. Remember, if you take clay and it dries up, it gets brittle. And if you try to mold it when it's dry, it'll break. So what did the Lord? The Lord cleaned us off, right? And pour the water on us and moisturize us. Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand that they're the Israelites of the Holy Bible. Father's name is Yahweh, Son's name is Yahushua. You need to turn back to the Lord before you come to destroy this place, man. All right, so now we're able to be molded into the perfect image of Him that He meant to form from the beginning. All right? All right, go ahead.
Behold,
and then, right, so if one individual becomes molded, right? Like, let's say with the elder of the camp, it started out with one little stream, right? And what did that stream turn into? Go ahead.
And lo, my brook became a river.
Boom, the little stream brook became a big river. See that big river out there? It was bigger than that. Go ahead.
And my river became a sea.
The river became a sea. That runs right into the ocean. See, same thing. Go ahead.
I will slack it. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off.
And what is that doctrine? That's the word of the truth. The words of Yahweh Bashim Shai, who shall not return unto him void. So the Negroes, Latinos, the Native Americans need to understand who they are. They need to understand who their creator is. All right? Father's name Yahweh, son's name Yahweh Shai. All right? He's going to bring pressure on the earth. And pressure busts pipes. You better hope you're not a pipe. You better hope you're one of his elect that's going to be comforted in these times. Go ahead, Juan.
Acts 2:17. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams, and on my servants and on my handmaids I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy.
And that's what we're doing now.
Yep.
That's exactly why we're doing it. So now, boom, these words are comforting. Now, guess what? When you hear some good news, you want to run out and tell somebody, right? Right. Right. When you hear, especially when you're in a negative place, you hear something positive, you gotta go tell somebody else. And hope they're receptive to what you have, the words that you have to say. But understand, if you get rejected, they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting the Lord. And really, the Lord is rejecting them. The Lord just wanted to tell them, like, this is what's gonna happen. You finna die. Bottom line. It's like you're unalive.
They'll be unalived in wickedness.
Okay.
You know, eventually we all may meet that fate.
Right,
But
right.
to die in wickedness, that's the goal for us, not to die in wickedness.
Right.
That's why we go out and give warning, so we won't die in wickedness.
Okay.
So not realizing they're already unalive,
Right.
because they have no knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord.
Right, and that we'll have a chance to be saved.
Current. All right. So now we're looking for, like what Paul said, we shall not all taste of unalive, but we shall all be changed. We're looking to get to that point, to become perfect in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, to be when he shows up, to be how he is. What he said, we shall be like him, we shall see him how he is. And we'll be able to see him out of the spiritual eye, man. And give a true understanding of not only who he is, or who we are as a people, you know, and who we are as individuals. All right? Go ahead on that, Sirach.
This is Sirach chapter 24, verse 32. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all ages forever.
See, the Lord said, the elder just read here, I pour out his spirit, and your young men shall see visions, and your sons and your daughters shall dream dreams, however it was roughly paraphrasing. That's exactly what's happening right now, by us making these videos, by us coming out in these highways and byways and prophesying. All right, go ahead.
Verse 34. Behold that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom.
So now all them that seek comforting, man. So that's how it's not only for us. It's like I said before. Once we hear good news, we want to pass the news around. And it's our job and our duty to do so, whether they hear or forbear. If they choose not to listen, that's on them. Their blood is going to be upon their own hands. All right? You have something, McCarr? Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. Just to back up what the remark that the bishop had made about the Lord being accessible to our people. It says, therefore, say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power, although I have cast them afar off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be unto them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. So the Lord is going to be a small sanctuary. The Lord is, he's saying he's going to be a place where our people can become clean. A place where our people can learn the truth. Hear a positive word in a negative land, just like the bishop was saying. So the Lord is going to be to our people a little sanctuary, a place to where they can go find safety, to where they can go and find the truth, to turn back to Yahweh Shah.
You know how it feels to get home from a hard day's work, and you're just so tired you want to sit down, but you just feel uncomfortable because you need to take a shower? That's how it feels like being in this place. You can't rest until you can clean yourself up. That's why we can't rest in this place until we clean through the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, somebody give Revelation 22:1.
This is Revelation chapter 22, verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yahweh.
Right, he said, I'll pour my spirit out, right? Go ahead.
And of the Lamb.
So that spirit was poured onto the Lamb, right? And then poured from the Lamb, poured onto the elect. Go ahead.
Verse 2, and in the midst of the street of it, and of either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruit, and yielded her fruit every month.
And every time it need be, every time the season of every season that the Spirit of the Lord needed to be pushed out, we did that every single time, just like how we're doing right now. Go ahead.
And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nation.
And also another word for that is comforting, for the comforting of the nation. What? Those 12 manner of fruits, the 12 tribes, the elect of those. All right. Eventually, all of Israel is going to feel that comfort when they're born into the kingdom. But for the first fruits right now, we get the feel, Lord willing, I'm part of that number, the ultimate comfort from the Lord. So we get to see the Lord work his magic, do his miracles, like get front row seat to that. It said, blessed are they that are able to see the Lord do his work. You know, go ahead. No, that was it. That was it. Somebody get 1 Thessalonians 4:18.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 18. It says, wherefore, comfort one and other with these words.
Yeah, it said, wherefore comfort one another with these words, man. These words are comforting, man. Remember how you used to write love letters to the girl you liked in school? Fold them up. Do you like me? Check yes or no. Right? So now we comfort one another with these words. It's like writing letters to each other, man. When we do these lessons, it's like writing epistles like Paul was doing. Those were comforting. It was comforting for them to hear from Paul in Corinth. It was comforting. You know what I'm saying? Like to hear from the apostles, the comforting to know that the work was still being done throughout the 7 churches of Asia Minor, man. That was comforting. It's comforting to get a notification of the apostles and the elders doing videos. It's comforting for when the younger generation does videos. All right, so what we're doing with the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, comforting others, man, that are seeking comfort in the Lord. All right, so let's go back to Deuteronomy 32:2 again.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 2. My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew. As the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass.
Didn't the Lord say he will not leave us comfortless? So he's going to continue to pour his spirit out, man. And as we get further and further and further into this thing, he's going to turn it up some more. To the point where eventually we're going to get spiritual powers. The Lord said he will not leave us comfortless. So the worse it gets, the more of his spirit he's going to pour out. He said when the enemy shall come, because you know what? The enemy pouring his spirit out too. His spirit of wickedness. He said when the enemy shall rush in as a flood, they got a flood of wickedness, a river of wickedness. He said, I shall lift up a standard against them. So that's taking the comfort up to the upper echelon. Can you imagine a bunch of Gurgachuks running in your house and the Lord just ignite the spirit within you? And whatever happens. Like I can't even imagine like that. Whatever that standard's gonna be, it's gonna put them to flight. How comforting is that to know you have the power of Yahweh? That you have the power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on your side. Within you.
Precept in the
Go ahead.
But it's Psalm 23:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
Right.
Thou art with me.
Right. Well, the Lord's with us. His spirit comforts us. Go ahead. The rod and that's good. Go ahead.
Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Right. His words, his law, statutes, commandments, they comfort us, man. That's comforting to know that you have the almighty power on your side. Go ahead. That was it?
Oh, yeah, that was it.
All right. Oh, who called for a precept down there? Go ahead.
It's 2 Thessalonians 1:6. It says, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Can you imagine that? This devil been putting so much hell on us, right? And we get to return the favor. But not in wickedness, in righteousness. Because there ain't nothing righteous about what they were doing and how they did it. The Lord sent them out here as his whooping stick to punish us, but he just took it to the max. But the Lord knew he was going to take it to the max. That's the way the Lord designed him. That's crazy. The Lord created him so he can hate him. And the Lord created us so he can love us. Man, that's beautiful. Go ahead.
Verse 7 says, and to you who are troubled, rest with us.
Aren't our people troubled? Our people are looking for a place to rest, but they're resting in all the wrong places. Ain't no resting on church houses. That should be discomforting if you understood the truth. But the people don't understand the truth, so they feel comfort because they got that same mindset. They don't even know they got Stockholm Syndrome. There's the Stockholm Syndrome is when somebody that's taken captive forms an alliance with their captive. And it becomes normal to them. And because they come no longer an enemy, they befriend the person that afflicted them. See that? And they reject anything that's going to help them. That's the mindset of 2/3 of our people. Go ahead.
That's it.
All right.
I got a precept on that.
This is John.
Hold on real quick. Got to interject a little.
This is just to back up what the bishop was saying. Jeremiah chapter 2:13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and have hewed themselves out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Right. Our people can't hold that water, man. So they add sin on top of sin. They looking for comfort in things that are discomforting to them.
Yeah, which is like them false churches. Churches, colleges.
All these things that they set up.
Yep, those are cisterns that can't hold water, meaning
water.
Meaning they're useless.
Bottom line. So they're useless, and the things that are utilizing them are useless also. So our people become useless. 2/3 of our people become useless.
Right. We got a cup that got a hole in the bottom. That shit useless.
Right.
Water pour right out.
Water pour right out on the ground. On the ground, and it can't be used for nothing. So that's why 2/3 of our people can't hold on to that water, because they're useless, man. All right. What was that? Go ahead.
This is John chapter 7, verse 38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. And that's going into Yahweh speaking to, I think it was the woman at the well. Out of anybody that believes on the spirit and the work of Yahweh Shai, out of his belly is flowing rivers of living water, just like in Revelation 22. The first spring is Yahweh flowing to Yahweh Shai, and anyone that is in the same spirit as he, rivers of living water is going to flow through him as well.
Good. Right, and yeah.
So
you become when you enter into this truth and you start teaching, you become a fountain of youth. You become a fountain that other people can drink from. It's all about who gets to the water first. You know, you drink out of somebody else's fountain until you become a fountain on your own. You know, so that's why we always watch the elders, always watch the apostles. You know, no matter how far we feel like we done gotten to this, we still got to go back to the original fountain that we went to first. And ultimately, it all leads back to Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on the hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on the candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. And that's what we do. We glorify Yahweh Shai by shining his light, so other people can also partake in shining that light. So we can all have the righteousness of Yahweh Shai, so we can get out of here, so we can further fulfill the will of the Lord.
Go ahead.
So they can obtain that righteousness, like I was saying.
Yeah, come. All right. Where was that? Let's get Sirach 24 and 1 all the way to 3, then jump down to 13.
This is Sirach chapter 24, verse 1. Wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people.
Shall glory in the midst of her people, man. So as we begin to be confident with these words of Yahweh Shema Shai, the Lord starts to be glorified in his people, all right, that he comforted with his word, and we also be glorified in the Lord. As we glorify him, he glorifies us also. Go ahead.
In the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before his power.
Triumph before his power. This is a triumphant thing that we're doing, man. Prophesying the word of Yahweh Shema Shai out here on these highways and byways. Giving these other nations their judgment and giving our people hope. There's nothing on this earth that's going to give our people hope. The society was built to crush our people, man. And keep us at the bottom. While they tap dance on this, our ceiling becomes their floor and they tap dance on it. That's how this society was set up. And it had 2/3 of our people feeling like they can't get in this society, so they try real hard. And they turn their backs on the Lord. Go ahead.
I came out of the mouth of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud. I dwelt in high places, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar.
Oh, what verse is that?
Verse 4.
Now jump down to verse 13.
Verse 13. I was exalted like a cedar in Lebanon, and as a cypress tree upon the mountains of Hermon.
So we begin to exalt the word of Yahweh Shema Shai through wisdom, through the comforting that he gave us, man. It's very discomforting to be left in the dark, to be in a dark place with no light where you can't see. So now what happens if somebody cuts the light on and you realize that light is you? You see that? See how comforting that is to know? But there's a big responsibility behind that. When much is given, much is acquired. All right, let's get go back to Deuteronomy 32:2, and this time go all the way to 4.
It's Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 2. My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew. As the small rain upon the tender herb. And as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish my name of the Lord. Ascribe ye greatness unto our power.
Ascribe ye greatness to our power, man. Our power is great, like no other. So we publish that on the mountaintop, man. We lift up that banner on the high mountain. That high mountain is talking about is America. All right, exposing the wickedness of this place, man. Go ahead.
Verse 4. He is the rock. His work is perfect.
His work is perfect. His work is perfect. Ain't no other perfect works out here but the work of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
For all his ways are judgment, a power of truth without iniquity, just and right is he.
Just and right is Yahweh Shema Shai. And those are the footsteps we're trying to follow behind, man. All right, that was good. Let's get we already read that. John 4:22.
This is the book of John, chapter 4, verse 22. And it says, ye worship, ye know not what.
See, our Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, 2/3 don't even know what they worship. But we know what we worship. You know what? Go ahead.
We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews.
So about salvation is of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Salvation is for the elect, right? That's it. Because not even 2/3 of our people don't even have access to that salvation. All right, salvation is for the Israel of Yahweh Shema Shai. Go ahead.
But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him.
So the Father, the ones that he put that spirit on, that's who he's seeking for. The ones that are going to be worship him in spirit and in truth. Go ahead. That was already 24?
No, this is 24.
Okay.
It says, Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
That's it, bottom line. Ain't no other way. You got people that try to creep in unawares. No, it's all about the spirit of truth, man. You have to be bearing the Urim and the Thummim to be able to have access to salvation, to have access to be comforted, right? Some people are comforted in their own mind, think they already own the chair, like they're driving it, but they're comforted in their own mind. That's when pride lifts people up. You know, go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 9. It says, and wisdom was with thee, which knoweth thy works, and was present when thou madest the world, and knew what was acceptable in thy sight. and right in thy commandments. O send her out of thy holy heavens, and from the throne of thy glory, that being present she may labor with me, that I may know what is pleasing unto thee. So God, basically, all that to say is, man, you need that spirit of wisdom, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in order for you to do the works that is pleasing to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. So, hey, just like in a nutshell, just like, hey, man, if you want to be comforted, man, you got to ask for that comfort. You got to pray to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to be comforted, man. Hey, ye have not because ye ask not. As you see right here, King Solomon was praying, asking for that wisdom, man. He didn't have it, he had to ask for it. So therefore, you got to pray to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and ask him to increase you, man.
This is Baruch 4:4. It says, O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to Yahweh are made known unto us. Bottom line, man. So in order for you to please him, you have to know him. All right? And to know how to please him is made known unto us. And of the us of Israel is talking about the elect. All right? So we're able to do the things that are pleasing to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Precepts.
Go ahead.
Verse 11, the Wisdom of Solomon chapter 9, it says, for she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in my doings, and
Not drunkenly.
Thank God.
She's going to lead you soberly. You ain't going to be delusional at all. All right?
And preserve me in her power, so shall my works be acceptable, and then shall I judge the people righteously.
Right. Okay, let's go back to Cain and Abel. All right? Abel's works were acceptable. Cain's wasn't. Cain was discomforted. Abel was comforted. You see that? But in all, when it's all said and done, the Lord's still going to avenge Abel's death. When he shows up, that's what he's showing up to do. He's going to destroy every wickedness from the beginning to the end. All right, so don't think because it didn't happen right then that Cain got away with it. No.
Hey, come on, man. You know, just think about that long ride home from school to the house when you done acted the ass in school, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna get on you when we get home. Hey, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is long suffering, man.
Yeah.
Hey, he has things to do. Prophecy has to come to pass, you know. So therefore, once they come to pass, it's time to get on your ass, man.
Right. It's worse when you walk around the house. Your mama's like, when we get to the house, you're gonna get a whooping. You think your mama forgot, so you think, oh shit, I'm good.
Yeah.
So everybody think that the Lord forgot about their wickedness, forgot about all the things that they done in secret. All right, but the Lord is gonna recompense those things soon.
Okay. All right, that was it. Let's get Psalm 51:6.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 51, verse 6. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward part.
So you have to have truth in the inward part to be pleasing to the Lord. And also you got to have faith. Because without faith, it's impossible to please him. All right, go ahead.
And in the hidden part, thou shalt make me to know wisdom.
That's giving us the spirit of truth. Go ahead. That's cleansing us, really. Go ahead.
Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean.
All right, let's pause right there. Let's get John 15:1 all the way to 3.
John 15:1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husband.
All right, and he was planted by Yahweh. Go ahead.
Every branch of me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit.
So he's going to increase us abundantly, man. So that way we can bring forth more fruit. So he's going to give us the proper nourishment that we need to bring forth that fruit. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
See that? Now you are clean through the words that he has spoken unto us. So we become clean. All right, we'll go back to where you was at.
Back at Psalms 51:7. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean.
Hyssop was another cleaning agent that we used to use to clean stuff, right? But he's like, purge me. But he's talking about purge me with that truth. He said, you desire wisdom in thy inward parts, man. You desire truth in the inward parts. Are you saying 20 or 10? Okay. All right, go ahead. That's a whole bunch of hands.
It says, wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow.
But what did Yahushua say? Now you are clean through the words I have spoken to you, man. By the washing of the word, that's how we become clean. see that? Everybody else want to be like pigs walling around in the mud. But we're clean. Like, I'm talking about crease jeans and everything. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell us nothing. Go ahead.
Down, verse 8. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice.
Man, come on, man. That's just going into Ezekiel 37, man. Valley of the dry bones, man. We're rejoicing in the Lord because He has comforted us in the valley of the shadow of death. Being in America is hell on us, bro. But the Lord found a way to comfort us through His Spirit.
Hey, Shalaki, it may be off topic, but going back to the point earlier when you was like, you speak good words, you speak life into plants, they'll be able to grow better, man. We are those plants that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai speaking through this book, man. You know, so therefore, by us going and indulging it through this book, let's say spiritual almanac, if you will. All right, so we indulge in this book, man, and to build ourselves up. Why? Because, the hirelings that they got out here is not giving us that comfort. They're not being the teachers that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai set us out here to be. Or set them out here to be. Like, all right, so with that being said, we have to be those trees and also those farmers plus those hirelings to go out here and take care of the farm plus the plants, man.
You know, like the pressure of this world builds up a hormone in your body called cortisol, right? And cortisol can be severely unhealthy to you. It's called stress, and it can kill you. I mean, unalive you. It's like now, but take this: when you build up serotonin in the body, right? That's another hormone that makes you feel happy, makes your mental your chemical you won't have any chemical imbalances in the brain. It helps with mental health, right? You see that? And that's what the word does to us if you want to look at it from a physical standpoint. But let's go beyond that and see what it does spiritually, man. How it spiritually uplifts us. Like, one thing about it, can nobody imagine being in a place of no hope but us? These other nations have never experienced what we experienced. We were literally in a position where we had no hope. And that's the same position that the Lord wanted us to be in. Let's get Romans 8 and 20 real quick.
Romans 8 and 20.
Yeah.
For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope.
All right, by reason of him who had subjected the same in hope. And who was that? That was Yahweh, way from the beginning. That creature you were talking about was Adam, made subject to vanity. What is vanity? Sin. All right, He's putting us in a position to show His ultimate power, that He controls everything, and putting us in a position where we got to hope our way out, aka have faith, to get up out of this position. Now, if we have faith in the words that are spoken to us by Him, we're going to move according to that faith. We're going to prophesy. We're going to do videos. We're going to give the testimony of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. We're going to sing the song of Moses and the song of Yahweh Shai. All right? We're going to sing it loud on top of that high mountain, which is America. We're going to destroy this place on our knees. Pause. Go ahead.
Go to my Psalms 51.
Yeah, Psalms 51. I had to throw that in there. You got weirdos that be watching. Go ahead.
Psalms 51 and verse 8. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice.
All right, and those bones are coming together, bone onto his bone. Go ahead.
It says, hide thy face from my sins and blot out all my iniquity.
And what does it say? Charity wipeth away a multitude of sins. So by us doing this work and feeding the sheep, the Lord said, oh, what did He say? If somebody can find it, He said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me drink. Yeah, and Peter was like, how we did all this for you? We did it by coming out here doing this work. Letting the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans understand that they're Israelites in the Holy Bible, man. Father's name is Yahweh, Son's name is Yahweh Shai. He's about to bring pressure on the earth, destroy this place. We need to know who to turn to, all right? He's destroying those churches too. We can't run up and down. Yeah.
Matthew 25, I'm going to start at verse 34.
Good.
Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundations of the world.
So you know what, and really the kingdom was prepared for Yahweh Shai, but He's sharing it with us. You know what I'm saying? That's how unselfish he is. He's the one that made the ultimate sacrifice. He's the only one worthy of the kingdom, right? But it's in his good pleasure to share it with us. Go ahead.
Verse 35. For I was hungry, and ye gave me meat. And I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in.
Right.
Naked, and ye clothed me.
Right, because think about it. If you go back to John chapter 1, all right, he was a stranger, and the ones that were looking for him took him in. Like the scriptures say, he came into his own, but his own received him not. See that? He was rejected by his own people. So he found comfort in the ones that accepted him, that were meant to accept him. So what is he going to do? He's going to reciprocate that same thing unto those that accepted him. Now he's accepting to them. Now he's comforting us. See that?
Hey, Con, what did it say? A wise man looks for an attentive ear, something like that? So, Con, man, with that being said, by us searching and seeking out wisdom, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is eager to pour it out into us. Why? Because we're apt to be able to listen and to look for that wisdom, man. That knowledge and wisdom, all right? So, therefore, he pours it out, you know?
So this is Sirach, chapter 3, verse 29. It says, the heart of the prudent will understand a parable, and an attentive ear is the desire of a wise man.
Gone. An attentive ear is the desire of a wise man, man. And that's what the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is like. That's why he's near to those of a broken spirit and a contrite heart. Why? Because those that have a broken spirit and a contrite heart has been listening to the ways of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And by us listening to the ways of the Lord, we understand how this world is set up. We understand the situation that we're in, man. So therefore, that's what makes us live. That's what makes us close. Well, that's one thing that makes us close. What makes us close is the spirit, man. But hey, all in all, man, hey, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua desire an attentive ear, the same as we. Why? Because hey, every beast is going to consort to his like, man. So those with that attentive ear are taking hold on to those that they're able to take hold on. Like as the scripture say, my sheep shall hear my voice, man. So guess what? Hey, shit, those that have that attentive ear are latching on to their shepherd, man. It's when he talk, when he speak.
I have a quick testimony. The individual that introduced me to the elder, right? So Quan was teaching him, right? But it was just like bouncing a tennis ball off a brick wall. He wasn't receiving nothing. But I'm sitting right there. I'm like, cause I had never heard it before, right? And I was like, man, what is this you speaking of? Quan looked at me like, oh yeah. Oh, you listening, right? Man, we sat there and talked for hours until 5 or 6 o'clock that morning. Guess what? And he gave me his number that night. Guess what? 9:30 the next morning, I was blowing him up. You know what he said to me? He said, you know what you're doing right now is spiritual. I'm like, what? Then he read the scripture and said, those that, roughly paraphrase, those that seek out the witch, so wear out the doorsteps of the saints. You see that? You see that? And so all for me asking the Lord to comfort me. So once you start understanding that you are in this book and you start living those things that are in this book, it becomes so natural to you that you can no longer deny yourself, because if you deny yourself, you're denying the Lord. So just indulge in that comfort that he's given us, and keep pushing forward. So that's the only thing we can't do nothing else. We can't do nothing else because we're chosen to do it, so we might as well do it happily. Like what did it say? Reading the book is like a time of leisure or something like that. What you call it? But so we use it as it shouldn't become a burdensome hassle. Like
Say hate not laborers work.
Right. Don't hate laborers work, man. But not, sometimes we get overwhelmed with like I got a whole book of lessons that I need to do. Like sometimes some packs up and piles up. But it's not like, I'm like, man, I gotta figure out how to get these lessons done. You know what I'm saying? It becomes an enjoyable task. You get what I'm saying? You ever had something that's like task worthy, but you enjoy doing it? Like some people like organizing stuff around the house. I'm not good at that. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to do task-like things, but it becomes a pleasure until that's what this word needs to be. That's what teaching needs to be. You know? Because what did Paul say? He that does it unworthily or unwillingly becomes a disposition of the gospel. Got it? Can we get it? Okay, yeah, go ahead and get it. Go ahead. Somebody else got some precepts? Huh? Well, y'all used to be firing them off down there. What's going on? That one?
But they don't
Go ahead.
That is it.
do
Well, are you gonna read all the way down? Deuteronomy 32?
Don't worry about it. Bring it up.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 9. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land, in the waste, howling wilderness. He led him about and instructed him. He kept him as an apple of his eye. As an eagle stirs up her nest, flutters over her young, spreads abroad her wings.
Oh, check that point. As an eagle stirred up on that. This is what an eagle does, right? When a lot of people think they just throw their young out the nest for them to either fly or hit the ground. No, what they do is they make the nest real prickly and prickle it up and make it very uncomfortable for them to be there. That's what the Lord is doing with this place. That's why he's making it so uncomfortable and making him comfortable. See him? We find uncomfort in this place and comfort in the Lord.
Hey, come on. Hey, so